right, thanks for joining us for numbers 80 through 71.
Here we go again.
Let's do this. All right, so a quick reminder for those that are just joining us, if you happen to jump in on this one, make sure you go back and watch our previous videos, especially the first one, number 100 through 91, because in it, we describe how we came up with this list.
Right.
So good information there, gives you some context on how this list came to be.
Yes.
Do you have anything else before we get started?
Well, I have seen some requests for us to release our individual lists.
Oh, you have?
Yes,
Okay.
there have been some comments on like that first video of people wanting to see how you ranked them and how I ranked them. And
well, let's do it. After we're done,
we have to do that.
I think we will.
Be watching our website, marriedwithbg.com, for that.
That's a great idea. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
All for you.
Well, here's number 80 for you. All right, for number 80, let's kick things off with a little archaeology in the form of Artifacts, Inc. from Red Raven Games. This is a great little tableau building game where a little bit of engine building too.
Yes.
Where you're acquiring these different cards that give you these opportunities to roll dice, and then based on what you roll, you're going to be acquiring some artifacts.
Yes.
And then you can sell those artifacts to get some more money. And I love, as with most Red Raven games, the artwork on this is great.
Definitely. So for listeners to our podcast or people who follow our blog, you know that Spencer is a huge Ryan Lockett fanboy. And so this is the first one on the list, from Red Raven. And I have to say that one of my best memories of playing this game is how often you yell,
"Oh, it belongs in a museum." Sorry, it's been a while since we played it.
But I do have to, don't forget, this isn't our first archaeology game.
You're right, it's not.
This is the third.
Ink and Gold, what was the other one we did?
Fortune and Glory.
Fortune and Glory, yeah, lots of archaeology. So, I mean,
I like to feel like Indiana Jones, so sue me.
Yeah, and it's a great feeling. And again, I like the engine building aspect of that. And then you can,
but with the dice.
Exactly, and you can upgrade your cards to the better sides, and then you've got different areas to get those cards. So it's not just picking from one. It's got different, expenses for the different areas, and lots of decisions here.
True, different ways to go about it, and that's really neat. And it's really neat to play with other people and see which kind of avenues they go in Artifacts, Inc. from Red Raven Games. Next on the list at number 79 is Shadows over Camelot from Days of Wonder.
Yes.
This is a game that we've had in our collection for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been great to pull out with several different sizes of groups.
Well, sizes and levels of, gamer.
True, with it being semi-cooperative.
The only problem is if a new person gets the trader, that's a little bit more difficult.
Good.
And so, of course, the rules suggest, well, if this is your first time playing, don't play with that. But that's no fun.
I feel, though, that in this game, as opposed to other games with a hidden trader element, it's pretty easy to understand what you're supposed to do. And so I feel like with the people that we play games with, if it is a new game to them, they're going to catch on quickly if they do become the trader. And I feel like that has happened before. We've had at least, it was actually a married couple. They were both traders.
That's
and
right.
didn't even realize they were both traders because they were staying hidden. I think they both got up and went to the kitchen and got a drink.
And they're like, "Hey, are you the trader?"
Because I'm a trader too.
So that was great.
It wasn't us.
No.
It was somebody else, and I can't remember. I don't even remember if we ended up winning that game or not.
No, we didn't.
I don't think we
win this
game.
game.
They totally sunk that boat.
Very rarely.
As soon as they found out they were a team, that was bad.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard to win this game, even with the expansion, with those cards from traveling from Camelot that can really set you off track.
And Merlin really helps though. So this is one of those games where I would not play without the expansion. It definitely adds a lot more to it, and it makes it a much more enjoyable experience. The base game's fun, but this makes it even better.
Well, and there's especially an added bonus there for any of those Monty Python, in the search for the Holy Grail or / Spamalot the musical fans. There's some extra bonus in there for you that you can find in Shadows over Camelot from Days of Wonder.
Number 78 is a 2-player only game. We play quite a few of these, and this is Jaipur. Now, we actually don't own the game. We've only played it, the digital version, but I mean, as far as we know and from what we've heard, it's a very good implementation of the physical game. But this is a great one that we've really enjoyed playing, whether when I'm at work and I'm supposed to be doing work and Lara's at home, or
if we're traveling on a plane to Dice Tower Con.
Yeah, that's the first time we played it together, and this is a lot of fun. Very quick, very simple to understand.
I think so.
But I love trying to beat you to getting all of, you want to save as many of those cards, especially those higher valued cards, as long as you can, but trying to hold out before your opponent goes for that same one is a fun little, almost like a little push your luck element to it.
I definitely agree about the push your luck.
And I always try to get the most camels, because that's a fun award to get.
I like that one too.
Yeah, but this would be one I would like to add to our collection. Yes. I'd like to play the physical game of this. So this one's...
I like the artwork. It's bright and colorful.
Yeah.
It's very pretty to look at, and like you say, simple mechanics, especially for a 2-player game. It can be a quick game.
Yep.
And we enjoy that.
Excellent game for married couples, and that is Jaipur. Number 77. Is this our first Cthulhu Lovecraftian game on our list?
I think so.
I think it is. All right, so get ready, everybody. It's not going to be the last, that's for sure.
Right, listeners to the podcast, and you guys know what's coming.
All right, so number 77 is Cthulhu Realms, the Lovecraftian take on the classic, not classic, but ever popular Star Realms. And I actually prefer this theme over Star Realms, and there are probably people shouting, blasphemy! Blasphemy.
I know there is a small sect of us who prefer this one. We're sad that there are no expansions to it.
There's no support for this game, really.
We would love to see an expansion, because there are so many others.
Well, here's what I like about this over Star Realms is that you can play it up to 4 players. And we haven't done that yet because it feels like it can get pretty chaotic.
Yeah, I'm a little intimidated to do that.
But I do like that's an option, and it's great to play in physical form. I like that, but this is another one that we play on the app a lot.
Yes.
And it's a very basic deck building game. Was this your first deck building game?
This was my first. This is how you taught it to me. And I thought it was so easy to grasp.
Yeah.
And this was a great way to teach it. Especially, I mean, we like the Lovecraft, Cthulhu mythos. But the artwork is a lot of fun.
It's very funny.
I love it.
It's a joy to look at, and a lot of fun. And the game it's head to head. It's definitely combat heavy.
You don't pull punches in this game. You definitely don't. And trying to find the most effective ways to drive your opponent insane. It's a lot of fun. It's been really interesting playing it online too. We play it with friends, and it can be weeks before we see them, but we will have played like 12 games or so. And then when we get back together, we're like you always compare the score.
Yeah.
You're like, you made me like negative 53 insane or something like that.
Yeah, it can be pretty brutal, but it's a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun with this one, and that's Cthulhu Realms. Next on the list, at number 76 from Bezier Games, is One Night Ultimate Werewolf. This has been a great party game that we've had for a while. What's been really cool is when Spencer's directed murder mysteries at our community theater, he's used this game to try to help his actors learn how to improv when they do the audience questions.
Yeah, the accusations and stuff. You're put on the spot and you gotta defend yourself and make up something.
And this is a great way to practice that, playing this game. You know, they're in that the voting period right before that, when you're having to go around the table and, so did you sleep all night or whatever? Or, well, I was the seer, and there's no way you were the seer because I was the seer. And all that's, oh man, it's really neat to play.
Well, and the implementation of the app is great because it makes it to where everybody can play, and you can basically say, hey, don't worry about what you have to do if you get this role. He'll tell you what you're supposed to do. That's
so important of being able to remember what your character does. Can be difficult.
Yeah.
There are a lot of characters who are pretty similar, especially when they're apprentices or whatnot.
Right.
So they have like a half version of the big guy's power.
Right. Well, and that brings up a good point. So there are several different versions of the game. You've got Daybreak, you've got Alien, and now Alien, and you have a Vampire. I think that, you know, when you get into something like Vampire, it almost gets a little too convoluted to really enjoy every time you introduce new people to it, you know?
Yes.
And so, because we pretty much when we play this game, we're introducing new people to it every time.
Constantly.
Yeah. And so I feel like with the ones that have the more complex rules, it just kind of makes things a little bit too difficult to introduce new people to.
Definitely.
And so we really enjoy using the roles maybe from those other expansions, but not necessarily the core mechanisms of those games.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes, it's nice to have that variety of the different roles.
But it's been a solid game that has... We've pretty much worn it out.
We have
got the good card sleeves for it and everything just because we constantly play it.
Yeah.
And so it's a regular one that makes it to our table, and that's One Night Ultimate Werewolf from Bezier.
Number 75 is a relatively new addition for us. We were introduced to this one by Osprey Games. They sent us a copy of this game to review, and that's Sherazi. And this is, like I said, a pretty recent review, so you can go check out our full thoughts on that. But this is an excellent tile-laying game. A two-player.
One to two
player, yeah. Yeah, this is a very neat... It's an abstract strategy game, but the images on the tiles are essentially, you're telling a story through the use of these images. And it's like you have to put these tiles in columns, but you want the tiles you put down, the numbers on those to be less than the tiles
to the
right. And so you have...
And then you want color groupings.
Yes.
And... it's really fun when it's two players.
Yeah.
Because you can't communicate about what you've got in your hands to lay down.
Yeah, and once you put it down, you can communicate about the best place to put it. But as far as, I really hope she plays down a card or a card of this color, you know, you can't really do that. And so I like that. And this is another one that's great solo, though. I think this is a great solo mode to it. So it's perfect for, okay, if Lara's not feeling up to it, I can play it by myself. Or we can play it together.
Well, and it's compact.
Yeah.
So if you're going somewhere and you know you have a long wait somewhere, this is a great game to pull out.
And it's a good-looking game, too. Very good.
It's beautiful artwork. And if you would like more information on this game, please go check out our review here on the Dice Towers channel. But that is Sherazi from Osprey Games. A fun one that we got to review from IDW Games. This is Sherlock Holmes.
Furiarty's Trail.
Yes. Which I'm so glad I said it right. Because there's so many times that we get...
Furiarty or Furiarty.
We get it mixed up.
There's so many R's in the title.
Yes.
Man, this game's a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, it's been great. I love the artwork on this. The way that they, they're using animals. Yeah. But they can make them look so guilty.
Yes.
And sometimes sinister.
Yeah.
And in fact, the rat always makes me think of the Great Mouse Detective, Ratigan. I always think of that when I look at that rat, and it's super fun.
A great deduction game.
Ooh, yes.
I think this would be an excellent game to introduce people to the idea of deductive games,
especially younger gamers.
Yeah.
It's very accessible to them, even though Sherlock and Moriarty. Maybe need to be a little bit older to understand that literary-wise. But when it comes to this game with Sherlock and Furiarty and all these animals, and even though it is a deduction game, I feel like they've made it easily accessible.
Yeah, it's very easily accessible
to younger audiences.
I like that it is semi-cooperative in that you're working together to stop Furiarty from getting away.
Yes.
But at the same time, you want to have the best score.
You want to be the one to get him.
Yeah.
But you want other people to make progress too, otherwise he's going to get too far away.
So again, this is one of those about striking that right balance of finding him but not letting your opponents get more points than you.
Definitely. And again, this is another game that several of us here on the Dice Tower have reviewed. So there are so many reviews out there that you can go check out for this game. And that's Sherlock Holmes Furiarty's Trail from IDW Games.
Number 73 is another two-player only game, and that is Seven Wonders Duel from Repose Productions.
There's the two-player only.
There it is, Duel. I think that this is a very neat very interesting adaptation of Seven Wonders. The way that they essentially dealt with the drafting by making that pyramid of cards.
Yes.
Was very clever.
Oh my goodness, yes, and it's so frustrating sometimes because I really bank on you to clear this card out of my way so I can get to that, and you don't.
Yes, well, it has that mahjong feel to it, which you love mahjong.
I do.
So I like that, and it has that same feel as Seven Wonders does.
Yes.
But it's just balanced and it's perfect for a two-player game. And
same great artwork as Seven Wonders. And I like the history aspect to it too, of course. I like history, and so that's really fun to watch. And I like the sets that you can collect and put together. They fit very well thematically as well. We really enjoy this. Again, another great two-player game, which I feel like that's more on the rise now.
Yeah, definitely.
Two-player games, which... it's not a bad thing. Kind of like that. We are married to board games.
We
after
are.
all. So we're really glad to have this on our list, and that's Seven Wonders Duel. All right, we're about to finish out this part of our list. We're on to number 72, and at this place we have placed Codenames from CGE Games. A very different kind of party game. It's really kind of... it's swept the nation. It's pretty popular.
Yes, it has.
All these different new iterations now coming out, but we're just talking about the core, the original game.
Right. Well, and this is another one that has been very successful in introducing to new groups. It's very easy to explain. It's a team game, so you have people on each team helping each other out, and it's a lot of fun. I love being the clue giver.
Do you?
I really do, because I like that challenge of, okay, how can I connect multiple words with one clue?
That these people are going to understand.
That those people are going to understand.
What Spencer is thinking. That's the thing. Is you have to think on the same level as your teammates, which can be difficult. I think what's hardest as the clue giver is keeping a straight face.
Yep. And not being like...
when they're guessing the totally wrong word.
Or like the line of thinking that they come up with, it's like, what on
How on earth did you get there?
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And so, and again, like I said, I brought this one out at a lunchtime game time at my work, and with these non-gamers, and they love it. It's a great game to play with gamers and non-gamers alike.
Definitely, I will wholeheartedly agree with that, and it's Codenames.
71, the final game on this particular instance of our list.
Yeah.
I'm going insane or something. What's happening?
You know what? I think you're feeling the effects of Lovecraft Letter from AG,
yes.
number 71.
Yes. So, yes, we have placed this one above Batman Love Letter.
Yep.
And the reason behind this is, at least for me...
There are a couple of reasons.
Yeah. One of them is the production of the game. Just the awesome book box thing that it comes with. The chips, the cards, the card sleeves, the artwork on the game. Very well done. But also the addition of the sanity and insanity mechanism of the game.
That was really neat.
Really changes things up. And we find it very, very refreshing to add that new layer of strategy to the game. And to the point to where it's made it above Batman.
Well, and I would also add the fact that you can play with so many people.
Yes, up to 6 people.
Yes. That can definitely change your experience.
Yeah.
In this game.
Yeah. Now, we haven't played up to 6 people, but I would like to try it.
With the insanity element, man, these games are way different from any other Love Letter that we've played.
Right.
The artwork on it is really good. Very well representative of those different aspects of Lovecraft lore that they're representing. I mean,
definitely.
It's really nice. And the size of the cards, too.
Ooh, nice and big.
Yeah,
Very
so
good
you
to hold
can
in your
see
hand.
all that great artwork on it.
Yeah.
It's really, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great game. We really like this one, and that's why it's on our list at number 71. That is Lovecraft Letter.
Okay, that'll do it for this installment of our top 100 games of all time. Hopefully there are some games that caught your eye here, and we will continue with our next installment here very soon. In the meantime, Lara, if anybody wants any information about us or would like to follow us on social media, how can they do that?
Well, you can find us on Twitter at MarriedWithBG, on Instagram at MarriedWithBG, Facebook.com/MarriedWithBG, and our website is MarriedWithBG.com.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.